Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick episode on how to tell if your body is in stress mode. So, how to tell if your nervous system is dysregulated. Big fancy word for it's in stress mode. So, a lot of you have been stressed for so long that you think this is just who I am. I'm just an anxious person. I'm just getting older, or I'm just always tired. But this is not who you are. It is not your character, right? It is not your personality. This is because your body has been stuck in survival mode. And I also want to touch on this real quick. Stress is not just mental stress. It's not just work emails and financial strains and relationships and family issues. When I say stress, I mean mental, physical, and chemical. So think air, water, and food quality. Think about any pre-existing conditions, diseases, surgeries, trauma that you've had, physical trauma. All of these things, infections, parasites, bacterial overgrowth, all of these things can cause stress on the body, right? So let's go ahead and get into this. I just want to give you a quick overview of what I mean when I say stress. So let's talk about when your body is freaking out. So this is when you start to feel really anxious, you feel wired, you feel like everything is just too much. So in your body, your heart usually beats really fast for no reason, right? You can't sit still. You are taking really quick and shallow breaths, and your shoulders are tight, your neck is tight. Maybe you're getting headaches where it feels like your head is just being squeezed really hard, or you feel your heartbeat in your head. Or your stomach hurts and you're dealing with a lot of chronic constipation and you can't sleep because your brain won't shut off. And then mentally, your thoughts are racing, right? Your brain's running a mile a minute and you're thinking about a million things at once and everything starts to feel like an emergency. So you can't really prioritize things. You can't focus on anything. And this is where a lot of ADHD symptoms start to pop up, right? Is when we're in this nervous system dysregulation, this stress mode, this survival mode, is because our nervous system is in a hypoaroused state, right? Fancy words, we'll break it down shortly. Feelings wise, this is when you feel really anxious, you feel worried, you feel like you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe you're snapping at your family or your kids or your husband or your coworkers over little things, right? And you feel like you cannot handle one more thing. Maybe you're crying spontaneously, or you feel really angry all the time and you don't know what to do with that anger. And then on top of all of these things, you can't stop moving, right? You're always cleaning, you're checking your phone, you're scrolling, you're doing something, right? You're never just sitting there, existing and just being, right? You're always saying yes. You don't know how to say no. So you're taking on all of these responsibilities, all of these tasks, so that you're chronically busy, right? And that's exhausting. So it's no wonder you're so burned out and exhausted. So if that sounds like you, this is your body in stress mode. It thinks that there is this active danger, so it's trying to fight or it's trying to run away, even though you're just sitting down on the couch or even though you're just eating dinner with a family member. So let's talk about when your body is actually shutting down. So we have that window of tolerance. We talked about the hyperarousal when it's too stressed and overactive. Let's talk about when it's down here and it's starting to shut down. This is when you feel super exhausted. You feel numb. You feel like you just can't do it anymore. You're just done, right? So in your body, you are so tired that sleep doesn't help. So you could sleep for days, for weekends, for weeks, and still feel like you don't have enough rest, right? You still don't feel replenished. And you can't hardly get up and make your body move. And so down here is where we have a lot of the people who have like fibromyalgia and CFS and depression even, when you have like this down shift in your nervous system. Okay. And a lot of the times we also tend to feel really disconnected from our body, like we're not really here, or like we're watching a movie, or we're watching it from like a third person perspective. And it makes it really difficult to make decisions, right? Even the simple ones like, well, what should I eat? Or what should I wear? Or what should I do next on my to-do list? it gives us this decision fatigue. We don't have any motivation. Our brain feels slow. It's hard to think. We blank out. We space out. Maybe we're mid-conversation and we look like we're staring through that person or staring straight through a wall. And you probably don't feel anything, right? You don't feel sad. You don't feel happy. You just feel empty. And you feel really disconnected from your body, from yourself, from people, from God. Like you are watching your life through a screen, right? Or through a window. And maybe you look at your kids or your partner or family or friends and you know you care about these people, but you just don't feel anything, right? Like nothing matters at that moment. You just feel numb. And it's really hard to get off the couch or to get out of bed. And you're probably avoiding people, or you're not answering texts, or you're just staring at nothing and you're scrolling through your phone or reading something, like reading a book or reading an article, but you're not really seeing it, right? And you're not taking care of yourself, right? Maybe you're not showering, maybe you're not eating right. If that sounds like you, that is your body. We got that window. We're down here. Okay, that's the shutdown mode. It's the, hey, I'm so tired from being stressed that I just quit, right? Your body's so tired that it forced you to stop. It forced you to rest. Oftentimes, what I see more than anything is people who swing back and forth between the two, but rarely ever spend time in that little window where they're safe, they're healing, happy, healthy, and functioning fully. So what does it feel like when you are in that window, right? When your body is actually calm, when it is actually okay, you are going to feel like you are in your body, right? You can feel your hands and your feet. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. You feel them, right? Your breathing is slow and easy. You have steady, consistent energy throughout the day. You're not super hyper 1 minute and then super exhausted the next. You just steady, consistent energy. And your body starts to feel really loose and relaxed. So when you have less muscle tension, you're going to have less muscle pain, less trigger points, less joint pain, all of these things, right? Because when the muscles are tight, they're pulling on everything else. Your thoughts are going to make sense, right? There's less brain fog. You can focus on things. You can get stuff done. You're actually more productive, right? And you can make decisions without freaking out or without getting stuck. And then you can take your feelings, you can feel them, you can experience them without drowning in them. So if you're sad, okay, I feel sad for a little while, but it doesn't completely destroy you and it doesn't feel like the end of the world. You feel like you're actually present in this moment, right? Like you are actually here, you are experiencing this, and you're not just stuck in your head chronically and worrying about tomorrow or depressed about the past and wondering, well, what could I have done better? And that's what it feels like when you are in your body and your nervous system is regulated and your body feels safe and it feels calm. And I promise you, if I could get there after being bedbound for almost a year and then going through like this 3-year period where I was trying to come out of that state, anyone can do it. So what do you do when you notice that your body is freaking out or when you notice that it's shutting down? So if you're over here above that window and your body is freaking out, take slower breaths, right? You want to make sure that exhale is longer than the inhale. So you'll breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 6, out for 8, whatever is best for you. And then you can do this for a few minutes in the morning, do it for a few minutes in the evening. And what this does is it tells your body, hey, we are safe, we're okay, we can stay calm, we don't have to worry about tomorrow. Right? You can also do some grounding exercises and just put your feet flat on the floor, right? And press down and feel that. Feel like I'm sitting in a chair right now. Feel your body coming into contact with the seat of the chair. All of these things help bring you back into your body. And again, say, hey, we're safe. And it helps your brain understand that you are in this present moment and that you're not in the future or in the past. One of my favorites that a lot of people hate, but I swear by it, is cold water. So I do not do ice baths. I think they're a little too intense for me, for where I'm at in my healing journey. However, I think they're great for people, if you slowly work up to it. For me, what I like to do is take a bowl of ice water, and I'm going to tell you it sucks, but it works immediately. For every single panic attack that I've ever had, if I dunk my face in ice water, it's an immediate fix. But I don't just like dunk my face and come out. That would be too easy, right? It's like an ice bath for my face. So I literally I take a deep breath, dunk my face in the ice water, and hold it for as long as I possibly can. And then eventually my body is like, oh, hey, we need to breathe. It's not just the cold, but we need air. And then I come up and it's like it resets. It's like a hard reset. And I'm just like, what was I even crying about? I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, I swear by that. And then lastly, just going for a walk, right? Go for a walk, get some fresh air, some scenery, some greenery, right? And some sunlight. All of those things help to get rid of the stress in your body. And I know it sounds simple, but it works. We don't have to overcomplicate health. We don't have to overcomplicate, nervous system regulation and de-stressing and just helping our body feel better. So if you are on the opposite end of the spectrum and you are struggling with your body shutting down, move just a little bit, right? Wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your shoulders, stretch, do some gentle stretches, do something to get the blood flowing, the lymph flowing, make some noise, right? Sing to someone, talk to someone, hum, listen to music and kind of get in the rhythm of that too. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just make sure that you are moving in some way because it wakes up your body without completely overwhelming it. My favorite, aside from the ice water, is being near someone who is calm. So sit with someone who feels like a safe person. Sit with someone who makes you feel like you don't have to stress all the time, right? Someone who's comfortable, someone else who's regulated. That's why community and co-regulation is so, so, so important. When you are around other people who are healthy, who are safe, who are regulated, it is going to tell your nervous system, we are safe, we can heal, okay? It helps your body shift into that healing mode, that parasympathetic, right? So when we are doing this, we want to really focus on our body and how it feels. And eventually, if we sit long enough and we're gently moving long enough, we're going to start to notice like, hey, my body is not freaking out right now. Hey, I'm calm, right? Or, hey, my body is shutting down. If we get back into one of those states, we're going to start to notice it, right? So just noticing helps, and it puts you on that track to feeling better because you're telling your brain to start noticing, and then over time, it's going to get easier, and you're going to notice more and more and more. And when you notice more and more and more, you're going to be able to correct more and more, right? And do what makes you feel better. Do what is safe. Do what regulates your nervous system more and makes it feel good and happy and heal. So quick recap for you guys. When your body's over here and it's freaking out and you feel really anxious, you feel wired, you can't sit still and everything feels too much, what do you want to do? Sit. The opposite, right? Breathe. Deep inhale, make sure that exhale is longer. That's the easiest thing that you can do, okay? When you're in the shutdown phase and you're feeling really exhausted, numb, can't move, nothing matters, you want to combat that, but you want to do it slowly, okay? Very slow, gentle movement. We don't want to say, oh, I'm bedbound, I can't do anything, and then try to get up and go run 10 miles. That's when we're swinging back and forth, right, between the two extremes. We don't want to do that. So you want to learn to notice when you are in one of these states, whether you're in that hyperarousal and your body's stressed and freaking out, or if you're in the hypoarousal state and you're shutting down. Okay, so that noticing is that first step to helping you feel better. Okay, so if you are someone who is realizing my body has been stuck like this for months, I need help, there's some links in the description for some free resources and some not free resources if you are interested in looking at those too, that help you to let your body heal itself, because when your body feels safe, you shut down the stress response, which means you're calming down the inflammation, which means you're bringing your body back into that zone where it can heal itself, okay? It is a beautiful thing. When you start to remove stress from your body, mental, physical, chemical, it can heal itself, okay? It can do some amazing things. So hopefully this has been beneficial for you guys. Your body's not broken, it's just stressed. Remember that stress leads to inflammation, leads to chronic disease, and you can always help it to feel safe again, to feel more regulated, and to help it make recovery possible. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.